How does a person become a monster? I mean, we throw that word around, but what does it actually take? We're about to trace the path, right from the very beginning.
I mean, just look at this baby. So innocent, right? You'd imagine a totally normal life ahead for him. He looks like any other kid, full of possibilities.
But that baby was Adolf Hitler, born in 1889. So the real question, the one we're here to unpack, is what in the world happened between this photo and the man he would become?
To even begin to understand the man, you have to start with the family. And his family was, to put it mildly, a total mess, starting with his father, Alois Hitler.
Okay, this timeline is just nuts. His father, Alois, wasn't exactly a catch, but he was always juggling women. He marries a rich older woman, has an affair, his wife dies, so he marries the mistress, she dies, and then he gets his own younger cousin, Clara, pregnant and marries her. This is the chaotic world that little Adolf was born into.
So yeah, that chaotic family life, it directly hammered away at Adolf's childhood, creating this really toxic mix of love and rage. And this, right here, was the core dynamic of his entire childhood. On one side, you've got his dad, strict, angry, always yelling, always punishing. And on the other side, his mother, Clara. She'd already lost 3 other children, so she just spoiled him rotten. This created a deep, burning resentment for his father, and an intense, almost unhealthy attachment to his mother.
So what does a kid in that situation do? He rebels. And he was popular. He was a leader. He'd organize these big war games with other kids. But he was also getting into trouble, smoking, raiding orchards. And then he found the ultimate way to get under his father's skin. He became a passionate German nationalist, purely to spite his pro-Austrian dad.
And that just became the cycle. Every little act of rebellion, especially his German nationalism, absolutely enraged his father, who was a loyal Austrian civil servant. The result? Severe punishments. This constant war defined their relationship.
And then another blow. When Adolf was 10, his younger brother died. And this was a huge turning point. Neighbors said the boy changed overnight. He became quiet, totally lost interest in school, and his grades just tanked, which of course only led to even more fights with his dad.
Now, as he stumbles into his teenage years, this rebellious, resentful kid finds a brand new way to defy his father. He decides he's gonna be an artist.
This was the ultimate showdown. His dad wanted him to be a civil servant, just like him. Adolf's response? No, father, I'm going to become an artist. This made his father furious, but pretty soon after, Alice died, leaving that dream totally unchallenged.
So you think, okay, his dad's gone, now he's gonna chase his art dream, right? Not exactly. He drops out of high school at 16 and just does nothing for years. He's completely aimless. His only friend from that time later said he was this young guy who was super quick to anger, was totally convinced he was better than everyone else, and was already an incredibly powerful ranter.
At 18, he finally makes a move. He heads to Vienna, the cultural capital of Europe, to go to art school. And he fails the entrance exam. Total rejection. A little while later, he gets word that his mom is dying, and he rushes home. The family doctor said he'd never seen anyone so destroyed by grief. After she died, he went back to Vienna, but his life just kept spiraling down.
So this is the thing to remember. Look at the massive gap between the dream in his head, being a famous artist, and the grim reality. He was in his early 20s, bouncing between homeless shelters, just trying to survive by selling painted postcards on the street.
This drifter, this failed artist, he was going absolutely nowhere. But then a massive global event gave his life the direction and the purpose he had been desperately craving.
1914. World War I explodes across Europe. For a guy with nothing to lose, this wasn't a tragedy. It was a golden opportunity.
It's a shocking thing to say, but when you think about it, it makes a twisted kind of sense. The army gave him a purpose. His fellow soldiers gave him the friends and the brotherhood he never had. For the first time in his life, he felt like he belonged somewhere.
And by all accounts, he was a committed soldier. He volunteered for the German army, was apparently very brave under fire, and he even won the Iron Cross, which was a huge deal. He survived so many close calls with death that it just fed this growing, unshakable belief that he was destined for something great.
But it was during this whole period, living on the streets of Vienna and then fighting in the trenches, that all his resentments and frustrations started to harden into a truly deadly ideology. And now we get to the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. It's 1918. Hitler is in a military hospital, temporarily blinded by a gas attack. And it's there that he gets the news. Germany, the country he fought for, bled for, has surrendered. The national humiliation was massive, and for him, it was deeply, deeply personal.
Now remember his homeless years in Vienna? That city was a hotbed of radical politics. He was soaking up all this toxic stuff from pamphlets and newsletters. This whole conspiracy theory about a master race, the German Aryan people, who were locked in this constant battle with so-called lesser races.
So in his mind, how could his beloved Germany possibly lose the war? It couldn't have been a fair fight, no. He decided they were betrayed, stabbed in the back, by enemies at home. And suddenly his ideology had specific targets: communists, Jews, and anyone who had been against the war.
And this is where it all finally clicks into place. As he himself said, seeing the country he loved humiliated like that, hatred grew in him for those responsible. All his personal failures and Germany's national failure, they all merged into one single, powerful, focused hatred.
From an innocent baby to a failed artist to a decorated soldier, his life was just a long series of resentments looking for a target. The defeat of Germany finally gave him one, which leaves us with a truly terrifying question. What happens when a man with nothing to lose finally finds his purpose in hatred?